values in our country, and I think one of the major sectors that contribute to building of the same or destruction is the public service transport sector. And that's what we are dealing today because of issues that have emerged that require interagency collaboration and interventions for us to ensure that passengers are safe, that our children are not exposed to inappropriate content, and that we can bring back sanity to the public service transport sector. Allow me to read the statement and then we'll engage on any clarifications. The Kenya Film Classification Board has received numerous complaints about public service vehicles, PSVs, that are exhibiting inappropriate and unrated film content in contravention of Section 12 of the Films and Stage Plays Act, Cap 222. The said section of the law states that persons exhibiting any film to which the public are admitted must be registered by the board and issued with a certificate. It will be recorded that in February 2018, Kenya Film Classification Board issued a statement warning against violation of the law by the public service vehicles that enturned themselves into exhibitors by displaying inappropriate content that are not being submitted to the board for examination and classification. Considering that PSVs are not broadcasters, the mounting of screens for entertainment can only be regulated under the Films and Stage Plays Act, Cap 222 of the laws of Kenya as exhibition of broadcast content. The board held meetings with representatives of the public service vehicles who promised to comply with our regulations when exhibiting content to the public using the public transport vehicles. Many vehicles have since complied with our regulations and either pulled down the screens in their vehicles or applied our classification guidelines to ensure that the content exhibited is suitable for family viewing or listening. We are, however, saddened to learn that there are rogue drivers and conductors who have defied our regulatory guidelines and have turned their vehicles into discotheques exhibiting dirty content with impunity and inconveniencing their passengers. The illegal exhibition of unlicensed and unrated content by PSVs is going on in spite of our statement and agreement with the SACCOs and the statement that we issued in February 2018, and also consultative meetings that we held between ourselves and the leadership of the Matatu Welfare Association, the Matatu Owners Association, and the Association of Bus Owners in Kenya. Besides contravening the law, these operators are exposing children to content that is potentially harmful. Many members of the public have complained to the board about the unpalatable content exhibited in many PSVs on most routes across the country, with the potential to destroy the moral values of our children. Moreover, many parents have expressed discomfort that they have to endure when traveling with their children in these vehicles. In this regard, therefore, the board wishes to announce the following. All PSVs fitted with the screens will be considered and are considered as film exhibitors and are therefore supposed to obtain exhibiting or exhibition licenses and content rating guidelines from the Kenya Film Classification Board in line with the Films and Stage Plays Act, Cap 222 of the laws of Kenya. According to the law that I've quoted, no person shall exhibit any film at any exhibition, including in a matatu or a bus or any other vehicle, for public exhibition. I'm not talking about private vehicles. That's a different case, and those are entitled to play or to exhibit whatever content they want to exhibit. But public service vehicles that have mounted screens, they are supposed to adhere to regulation. And the law is very clear that no person shall exhibit any film at any exhibition to which members of the public are admitted unless he is registered as an exhibitor and issued with a certificate according to Section 12(1) of Cap 222. Number two, no film or class of film shall be distributed or exhibited or broadcast either publicly or privately unless the board has examined the same and issued a certificate of approval in respect thereof. Number 3, any person who exhibits any film in contravention of the provisions of Section 2 of the Film and Stage Plays Act, like I've cited above, shall be guilty of an offense. Number 4, no person shall display or cause or permit to be displayed in a public place, including a public service vehicle, or as to be visible from a public place, any poster, unless the board has first approved the poster for public display. And there will be a conversation around even graffiti and such other displays that are inappropriate. If you must display anything, it must be suitable for family, and it must not be something that contaminates or pollutes the moral values of our children. Number 5, any person guilty of this offense contravenes the law and shall be liable to a fine not exceeding 100,000 Kenya shillings or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 5 years, or both, and will be applying to the courts of law to apply both. I hope some will not say this is peanut, because it will be for every instance that you are caught. So anytime any Matatu member of a SACCO is caught displaying this, we will not hold them collectively liable, but individually for every instance that this violation is done. And lastly, where the offense is committed by a company or any other body corporate or by a society, association or body of persons, every person charged with or concerned or acting in the control or management shall be guilty and liable to be punished accordingly. So we'll arrest the conductor, the driver, the owner of the Matatu, and the SACCO officials as well. It must be noted, therefore, that number 1, all PSVs are not video dens, and any operator who wishes to engage in film exhibition in the said vehicles must comply with the requirements of the law by obtaining exhibitor's license from the board. Number 2, content exhibited in PSVs must be suitable for all family viewing, and therefore, according to our guidelines that we are giving to the Matatus and the SACCOs and the buses, is that any content exhibited in public service vehicles must be rated GE, meaning suitable for all ages, or viewers of all ages, so that when a parent gets into that vehicle with a child, they can consume that content without feeling uncomfortable. And so the elements that are supposed to be in that kind of content must not be extreme nudity or violence, vulgar language, or profanity. Content exhibited in PSVs must be suitable for all for family viewing, like I've said, and must respect common decency, morality, national values, and our culture. Number 3, the board has solicited the services of the Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government, as well as the National Police Service, in cracking down on non-compliant PSV vehicles from tomorrow. So we're giving this warning, and every corner of this country tomorrow will be covered by police officers with instructions from the Inspector General of Police, who are going to support us in reinforcing this law to bring sanity and save the passengers who are being treated or held captive by the rogue conductors and drivers. Further, the board has set up a hotline number for members of the public to report any cases of inappropriate content exhibited in public service vehicles in any part of the country. We appeal to the members of the public to support the board on this crackdown by reporting to us any cases of non-compliance by sending a text or WhatsApp messages detailing the route, the SACCO, vehicle registration number, fleet number, and where possible, snippets of the film content being exhibited. This is not a case of the locust. Let us know. I mean, I think it's a serious thing. People downplayed that. But on this case, kindly, just take your phone and let us see what they're showing. and give us the fleet number, the vehicle registration number, and the route that they are applying, and if possible, the circle. It will help a great deal when we are taking this case to court. If we can know at this particular point, Matatu number this, plying this route, was displaying this kind of content, that will be very useful. And so members of the public, to help us, to help you, please ensure that you go that extra mile and send us those clips if it is possible. The hotline number for reporting cases of inappropriate content in public service vehicles is this one. And this one is very important. +254, of course, if you are outside Kenya, but I believe we are dealing with the vehicles in Kenya. So 748-184-499. I'll repeat. The hotline number that we are going to ensure that we monitor, we receive reports, we follow up, and if you give us your conduct, we are going to ensure that we give you feedback of the action taken. We will share it with the police. Every corner of the country will ensure that any report that you give us first, it will be treated with confidentiality. Number two, that you will be protected. And any member of the public who will fall into issues because of collaborating with us, we assure you of the support of the Kenya Film Classification Board in protecting you. So the number is 748-184-499. Please call that number. Report any cases of inappropriate content, dirty content being displayed on the screens in your Matatu or in the public service vehicle that you are using. The board also appreciates that there are some exemplary PSV drivers and conductors who go out of their way to ensure that passengers are treated with respect and are given the comfort that they deserve while traveling. We are going to work with these ones. We will make them ambassadors of clean content, and we are going to give a very lucrative award to the conductors and drivers who are